Social. I'm Onoshiorena Obozeghie. Welcome to Midweek. Now, reactions are trailing the approval of the federal government to establish the Bola Ahmed Tinubu Polytechnic here in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and in Gwarinpa exactly. Now, a letter dated January 9, 2025, and addressed to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, from the Office of the Education Minister, Tunji Alausa, says it's part of its national policy to promote technological, vocational, and entrepreneurial training. Now, let's read the content of that letter together. I really wish we were in a classroom and I could hear and see you. But let's see it right there. It says, this is from the Federal Ministry of Education, Office of the Honorable Minister, and the letter is approval of the establishment of new polytechnics in Federal Capital Territory. It says, I write to inform Your Excellency that the national policy envisaged the establishment of one federal polytechnic in each state of the Federation to promote technological, vocational, and entrepreneurial training. So paragraph 2 says, consequently, the federal government has approved the establishment of Bola Ahmed Tinubu Federal Polytechnic, Gwarinpa Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Paragraph 3 says, in view of the above, Your Excellency is kindly requested to suggest the proposed locations for the temporary and permanent site in Gwarinpa for takeoff. Your Excellency in paragraph 3 simply means Nyesom Wike, who the letter is addressed to. And then in 4 we have, in addition, the technical team from the Federal Ministry of Education, FME, and National Board for Technical Education, NBTE, would be visiting the site to review and inspect the recommended locations, and based on the report presented by the team, the approval will be given. And then 5 says, perhaps I should add that the ministry at this point encourages takeover of existing tertiary institutions if the minister wishes. And finally, paragraph 6 says, please accept the assurances of my esteemed regard. So that's it right there. So in no time, we're expecting Polytechnic Federal to be named after the sitting President Bola Tinubu. All right, let's bring you in at this point. And coming in from X in reaction to this development is Fezi Nelson, who says, naming a national institution after oneself while still in office raises critical ethical questions and highlights the troubling dynamics of leadership and governance in Nigeria. Also on X is Mazi, who says, roads, monument, institutions are named after people who contributed hugely to society. What exactly has Tinubu done for the country? More thought to be from Ruben, who says, HND holders keep receiving discrimination against a university degree, both local and international. Instead of balancing it, our government keeps approving new polytechnics. I'm interested in discussing the imbalance between HND and a degree. And final thought, maybe in support of this, is Don Musti, who says, please come to my village. I have land for you for free. So we have to look for Musti right there to see where the land is. But they are precise that it's in Gwarinpa. They want it in the Federal Capital Territory. All right, so subscribers have not stopped kicking the 50% tariff hike for telecommunications that was approved by the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC. NCC says telecoms had requested for a 100% hike, but the Commission hopes that the ongoing industry reforms will positively influence sustainability. Well, it's not news that telecommunications have been hammering on how an increase in tariff is essential for the survival of the sector, considering inflation and other economic challenges in Nigeria. So they've gotten the go-ahead to raise costs by 50% against the double that they wanted. And then the Nigerian government had tweeted this. It says, press release, NCC approves request for tariff adjustment by operators. Okay, let's see. Your thoughts, how this met you on X. In reaction, Honorable Imran says, the NCC has approved telecommunications companies' tariff increases with a 50% limit. Let the poor breathe. Was that statement a joke? So he's wondering if we still have the poor that are breathing right now. For Farouk, he says, quoting a part of the press release that says, though lower than the over 100% requested by some network operators, he's asking, is that supposed to console Nigerians? Also, in reaction to this one, Sahid says, this is a common sense directive. Everything has gone up except call and data costs. So he's fully in support. Macaulay says, we can agree that an upward review of tariff is not out of the ordinary. The question I have as a consumer is, will this increase, which is to be borne by consumers' pocket, translate to better quality in the services they provide? So NCC has also assured that, and it says they hope that the reform, or they are optimistic that the reform would, bet sustainability in the sector. Now, May Nigeria has been trending. This is because the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, Taiwo Oyedele, has a problem with Nigerians saying, may Nigeria happen to you. He says it's unpatriotic to use the phrase. Now, he was speaking at an event, and in a follow-up post on X, he shared, may Nigeria work for me. May Nigeria work for you. May Nigeria work for us. May Nigeria win. So Oyedele's comment on the phrase have, however, been met with criticism, with many taking to X to disagree with his stance. So, for example, we have this user reacting to him, or he had said this, we talked about this, how he said that, and then he went further on X to say, oh, that we should stop using that. So, paraphrase talk, just a line of what he said about it. It says in America, people get killed every day by gunmen, but have you ever heard Americans say, may America never happen to you? Let's stop saying, may Nigeria never happen to you. Maybe we can turn it into, may Nigeria work for me. So after this was when he now came on X to say, okay, Nigeria works for me and you. Isabella, attaching this meme, says, oh yeah, no vex, may Nigeria happen to you. Okay, in another reaction, Omori says, Nigeria may not happen to him now because of where he is now, but Nigeria will happen to him somewhere down the line, and then he will come to terms with that statement. More thought to be from K, who wrote, quite in paragraphs, he tagged him at Taiwo Oyedele, and he says, while it may seem unpatriotic to say, may Nigeria not happen to you, the phrase reflects the frustrations of citizens facing systemic issues like poor governance, insecurity, and inadequate infrastructure. It's less about rejecting the country and more about expressing a collective desire for change. True patriotism lies in acknowledging these challenges and working together to create a Nigeria where no one feels compelled to use such a phrase. Let's focus on addressing the root causes and building a nation we can all be proud of. That's coming from K. Right there, to our final story for the day. Now, as the United States sworn in her 47th president, Donald Trump, on January 19, a Nigerian man also organized a party back here in Nigeria to celebrate the inauguration. The event was captured in a viral video shared on TikTok by Jamilu Majai on Monday with the caption, "Congratulations, Mr. President Trump, inaugural luncheon in Nigeria." Let's see.
Shine ya zabe ka, shine yake kare ka, ka zan kula da masoyanka. Amerikawa suna son ka, Afrika ma suna yabon ka, Asia ma suna yabon ka.
Say Donald Trump. Sounds like say Buhari. Okay, on Instagram, there's a reaction. Stopper says, misplaced priorities all the time. What did they do, Niger? And then I love Nick. Chris says, kind of funny. I wish she had left the children out of this. Also in reaction, Ralph says, and Trump deserves praise. He's a good man with a great heart. I love him so much. Final thought is Ned, who says, I wouldn't be surprised if he says tomorrow that he's striking from Nigeria to United States to congratulate Trump, just like they did for President Muhammadu Buhari then. And he says he's not surprised. Okay, who will be singing for who next time? Who's